Welcome to Yeshiva Daf Shir sponsor Lunish Basar Yakshol now Basitzchok. We're holding Basra Daf Tidzain. There's a daf full of Agadata. We'll try to touch upon some of the inyonim that we have in this daf. We reached on the previous daf. Actually, maybe it was a little bit in the middle of a sentence. We should have gone a little bit ahead. But we got to the Gemara says. Let's start from the third line, right? The Gemara says, or the second line, that the second time after Eoiv was being tested by the Satan, Kabul says to the Satan, look, Eoiv is fine. But he tried to persuade me to swallow him for no reason. Without the pasuk, you could have said such a thing. As if a Baruch could be persuaded, to be pushed to be upset on somebody. The koyach around the world is one. He goes down and he pushes people to do the wrong thing. He goes up to Shemaim and he comes with claims to Kosh Baruch. And then he goes, he takes the Neshama, that, as the Gemara is going to say in one moment, that is the Yitzhara Satan Lachamovis, and some Gesuras have this a little bit later. Yes, he took away from Eoiv his money, but person cares about his own body. A person will give everything for it to save himself. Go inflict him. Punish him, make him suffer. He's in your hands, but don't kill him. He went and he hit Eoiv. The pain of Satan is greater than Eoiv. Is like a slave that his master told him, break the barrel and keep the wine. You have to break Eiv's body, but keep him alive. That's much harder. This goes back to what I said before. It's the same koyach. It's the same pasuk. Rak. Who tells him, keep him, don't let him die. So it's a mashma that he could take his life. So here you see the koyach around the world is Yitzhara, Satan, Lachor is all one. And the Shomach Shal and the Daf we discussed was brought down that in Yom Kippur we don't have the Satan, but we do have Yitzhara, Malachor, I don't understand this. Omam Levi Satan uPrino to Shemayim Niskanu. Satan Prino did things to Shemayim. Prino is the second wife, is the Tzora of Chano. Chano, the mother of Shmuel. So the Kodesh Baruch Hu did not die with the Eoiv. He saw Kodesh Baruch Hu likes here so much. He's going to forget the love he had to Avram. Pnino made her Sora very upset. He told her, you have no children, I have children, in order to make her daven. So she did L'Shiv Shemayim. Yaakov came and dashed in this in a place called Papunayo. Also, Soton Nashkalakar came, the Sultan kissed him in his feet to praise him for the fact that he did it L'Shiv Shemayim. And the point should bring over here is to tell us that the Sultan is not an outside factor that is not part of the Brio. Because Baruch created the Sultan for a purpose to bring Fut Shemayim to the world. That's part of his tafkid, is to bring Fut Shemayim from another direction. Because of the so Eoiv still was silent. He didn't use his lips. In heart he was. The land was given to a Rasha. It's in the hands of a Rasha. Meaning he was kofer. He was chirifikitiv. He spoke chas Hashem against Kodesh Baruch Hu. Not Kodesh Baruch Hu saying bad things about Hashem. But he said the land was given to the Satan. The Satan is a Rasha. He wanted to turn around the Kara. which means to say that Kodesh Baruch Hu Chas V'Shalom is doing something bad. He spoke only connected to Satan. And here there's the Koil Yo mentioned in Shom HaShalom in the Daf, that Lafech Koil Pio is to show the intentions of Erev or the Shem Shemayim. Because he brings an example of an Eved that spilled by mistake on his master, on the king, a little bit of liquid. And the king was very upset at him. So then the servant went and purposely spilled the entire soup on the head of the king. So the king tells him, what are you doing? He says, I know that you're going to kill me for the first thing. And everybody's going to question you, the king. What kind of king is that? Where is his mercy? So I did this, nobody's going to question you. Either if asked this question, so nobody's going to question HaKadosh Baruch Hu. According to your das, I can't, if nobody can be saved from you. He ever says there's no din. You can't judge me. You created an ox and he has split hives. You have a donkey and his prices are closed. You have Gan Eden, which is good, Gan Eden, which is bad. Tzaddikim is a fact. In other words, the person is born in Rosh Hashanah, there's nothing to do. What did the friends of you told him? You're saying wrong things in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He created Tzara, but against Yitzhara you have the Tavlim. What is it? The Torah. The Torah is the antidote to Yitzhara. And then it says the Shar in Perikei says the Gemara is telling us there's one way to overcome the Yitzhara, and that's Torah. You can't use any other method but Torah. But you have Torah. Yeshiva says, I don't understand why you punish me. I'm a good person. What is Brikas Oived Delay Tavoy? Not Shaya Goizel Sodi Sodi. You take away the field of orphans, and benefit it, and give it back to them, to make them benefit. Wherever there was a widow that nobody wanted to marry, he put his name on her and he married her. What it means he put a name on her? So Rashi brings either pshat is that he took responsibility for her, or he put out a rumor that he's going to marry her. Measure my anger. In other words, Eve as if saying to Baruch Hu, I want to judge over here. It's not fair. What are you doing to me? So he says, that's how you speak to Baruch Hu as if he's your friend. I want to judge between us. After the sand in the mouth of Eve, he's spoken properly. Is there a slave who goes and gets kindness against his master? How can he go against HaKadosh Baruch Hu? What do you refer? He says, I don't look at anybody, I don't look at women. I'm very careful, I'm such a tzaddik. So he says, what are you so proud of yourself? He didn't look at others, he looked at his wife. I don't feel daily, he didn't look even on his own wife. He tells Sarah, I know you're a beautiful woman. The Mikor Lavia they did not know before that. Wherever it goes to Sheol doesn't go back. Eve says, you go to Sheol, you go to the grave, you're not coming back. Against Chesamesi. So the Sahara here means a wind. But it's written with a sin, which means a hair. So if he said, there was like a wind and you came with and punished me for no reason. There was a wind in front of you. You got mixed up between Adi. He punished you the wrong one. He answered him with the wind. It wasn't explaining. So he said, I'm going to ask you a question. I created many hairs. A person has multiple hairs. Every hair has its own source, its own guma, where it comes from. Cannot have two hairs coming from the same hole, the same source. Because if they came both from the same place, will cause a person to be blind. They never had that mistake that two hairs came from one place. I'll make a mistake with ear. Now the Yeshiva says the smallest, minute things in the world I'm taking care of. I created a lot of drops in the clouds. Each tipa has its own tfus, its own mark. They can't come out from the same place. They come from the same place. So the world will be destroyed. Whatever it means, you have to understand. It will make the land bad and fruits will not grow. They didn't give it between two drops of rain. My tfus means that's the source, the place, the location of the drop. But it says he made a flow of water in a talo. A talo means a flow. It means a pipe for the water. That's where the water flows. That's where for every drop you have such a thing. There's many noises in the clouds. Each one has its own pathway. They should not come out of one path. If they do come one path, they'll destroy the world. Again, something we need to understand. I did not get mixed up between the koilas. Between you and will get mixed up. So we have your two animals that are mentioned in the pasuk, the Yoel and the Ayolo. Ya'alo, what is it? She's cruel to her children. When she's giving birth, she goes to the top of the mountain. She wants the baby to die. So she goes up to the mountain and lets the baby fall. I bring in an eagle. Receives the baby in its wings. Brings it back to her. If the eagle comes one moment too early or too late, the baby will die. I don't get mixed up in that moment. I'll make a mistake between 2 years. Was the second part of the pasuk. The animal Ayolo, she is her womb is very narrow. The shor this when she's giving birth, and bring a snake that bites or puts her venom into her womb. It loosens it up. If it comes too early or too late, she will die from the pain of the birth. Regular is flee. So they're giving some years. So all this is Musa that Kishbul is giving here. He's saying every small moment, every small detail that happens in the world, the Kishbul is mashgiach for it to happen. If there's one small thing that happens wrong, things will go. The whole world will be in disarray. And here you have again mixed up between two human beings. Here, it's all cheshbon thing. Similar here, a little bit down, said the bear, he was not talking with the right mindset. This is the key. Person is under tzar, he says things, he doesn't really mean it. We don't come and judge him based on what he says when he's in pain. 3 friends of here heard all the terrible things that happened to him. Each one came from his place. These are 3 friends. They heard it, they came to appease him, to give him necham. When they came together, there was no phone, so how did they know? They all came in the same caves together. There's 300 parts between each one. How did they know? I was marking the question. Some say there was crowns. Some they had trees. And when it gets room, the tree, they know. So Rashi explains, in the crowns, they had 3 faces, each one representing one of the friends. And if when one of the faces went bad, so you knew something was wrong with their friend, so they came to see their friend. Says the Gemara, either you have friends like Yeriv, or it's better to die. Person dies alone, nobody cares about it. It says before in Dorimab. You have bonus. There's Revia. There's a lot of pre-Revia. Comes a lot of Ribui across the world. It's Laroi Lashon Meriva. Meaning fighting comes in the world. Says the Gemara, it's a good thing to have daughters. When the Brocha came to Eve, why didn't he double the daughters? Meaning he was only 3 daughters. So even though they didn't have more daughters, their beauty was doubled. 7 boys, 3 girls. 3 names of the daughters. She was shining like the day. She had good smell like tzio. Karanaf with the 3rd name, what is that? She's doime to a horn of an animal called keresh, and the horn is black. So someone made fun of it. It's not good to look at as Karen the keresh. Referring to a karkum, some vegetable that grows in the garden. Shvati Kriya Puch. Tez explains that it shines. So he had an unbelievable shining. He had a daughter that was born to him. He wasn't very happy. It was only a daughter. Only Abura Revia just told him Revia. It's a great thing. Only about a kappa that Chum Shleben Nicham Chavuch. He says, your father gave him Necham of heaven. The world cannot exist without male and female. It's great for a person who has his boys and yet his children are male, and that to the ones who is female. That's what it says. Now you have to understand what it means. One nice word that someone before should bring is, it doesn't say you're Shrei Mishi Lodov Bonus in the caves. Misha Bonov is men. It's terrible for somebody that is men are acting like women, they don't keep Torah mitzvahs. It says you can't have without a Basra and Bursi. Basra is the one who has good smell. Bursi is the one who deals with hides and stinks. Someone who's dealing with good perfume, that's great. With leather, bad smell, that's what can you do? You need it, but it's not the best thing. So what regarding if it's good to have daughters or not. Perfect, he had only boys, no girls. They did have a daughter. That's Makoil, having a daughter. The name of the daughter of Avraham Avinu is Makoil. Blazar Amudoi. Amen. It's techniques of a believer. We're talking about Bakoil. It's techniques of Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu had in his heart like a type of its techniques, which means he was able to see the stars through his heart. He came to ask questions to Avraham Avinu. He knew what to tell him to do. He had a precious stone on his neck. Everybody sees it right away healed. Once Avraham Avinu died, that's a Gagachamo, put in the sun, that the sun heals. When the day goes up, the sickness goes up, meaning the sin goes away. That Esau did not rebel when he was still alive. Shmuel did tshuva when everyone was still alive. Just to mention over here that when he's mentioned that Avraham Avinu had something that every sick got healed, has places that we learned in Bometziel that until Yaakov Avinu nobody got sick. So some places that's only got sick to die, but regularly as sick as there was in the world. Esau came from the Sadeh, it says tired. That day Avraham Avinu died. Then Yaakov Avinu did a lentil soup to comfort his father. Hadosh doesn't have a mouth. Also doesn't have a pit. Right? Doesn't have a crack. Hadosh is round. Avelus comes to everybody gets Avelus. Can you use eggs? Eggs also don't have a crack, but they're not really round. So in here, that day, that Avraham Avinu died, so Esau went bad. As I'm going to say now, So Avraham Avinu did not see Esav going to Tarbus Row, going after Derech. 5 Averis this Rosh did that day. He had a relationship with a woman who was engaged. Toys asked, what's the problem? By going, you don't have Erusin. So it still was improper. She killed someone. The Kabbalah Beik was Krefer in Kishbok. The Kabbalah Tchesamesi was Krefer in the Tchesamesi. The shot is a Proyo, and he was Mizalzel, he disgraced the Proyo. Regarding an Amaros, it says Mesod Mitzvah. Horigas and Nefesh Ksivacho, the Oyev, Tyre, Ksivasom, Oinoli, carry for Nafshil Origim. So tiredness has to do with killing. Kalvabi, or Ksivacho, Lamazili Proirov, Ksivasom, Zekeli Van Veros, Li. I'm going to die, so who cares? There's no Tchesamesi. The Shabbos of Chor, the Ktib is Esav Chor, a clear pasuk. So that's why Esav did bad in the day that Avraham Avinu was nifter. The Shabbos of Shmuel Tshuva B'yom, you know, I don't know Shmuel did Tshuva. Ki had the Ravinu Rav Chava, Buzi Avi Yasi, Kamei de Rov, Kaminam Rov. So it's sitting in front of Rov, Rov is sleeping. Whenever the Torah says, Vayigva, Gvio, that's only tzaddik. That's true. Badar Mabu also says Vayigva. Only Anon Gvio ve'asifo kamen. Vayigva ve'yosef. These two words are about tzaddikim. Vayishmol dechti Gvio ve'asifo. It says Vayishmol. Adachi tar beruach. Rov got up. Only dardiki, babies, children. Hankel abiyachim yishmol so tshuva b'cheyo v'yishmol the tshuva. Shlemai v'yikveru so Yitzchok v'yishmol bonov. It says Yitzchok and Yishmol together. It says Yitzchok first. Maybe just saying Yitzchok was greater than Yishmol. And after the first Esav Yaakov bonov, it says Esav before Yaakov. My time the Chashul Derech Chumos, I didn't say first the Yaakov because he's greater. In other words, you go based on how actually it worked. Who came first? So Yeshua allowed Yitzchak to be first in the Kvura. When Yom did Tshuva, and he was willing to subject himself, to put him down under Yitzchak, understand that Yitzchak is the tzaddik, and that means he did Tshuva. Now here the Torah Chaim asks a question. Torah Chaim brings a Gemara and it says that a father cannot save his son, Avraham Avinu cannot save Yeshua from Gehenna. So he asks the Chor to steer the Sukkis. But Maas says it's Yeshua the Tshuva, and their sons, he's still going to Gehenna. He says, don't tell me that it's a Machlokes a Sukkis, because we know there's as a Tanu named Rabbi Yishmael. That means, how can you use the Shem of Rasha? Has to be the Yeshua the Tshuva. So how do you explain the Gemaras? But the answer is based on Tzofim. Tzofim HaKohen tells us that when Yishmael does Tshuva, Tshuva works only Mikan V'La'abov. That's how it works by going. It only works going forward. Not Lemafreya. Not retroactively. Yishmael did Tshuva, but he didn't fix the past. From here on, he died as a tzaddik, but he still needs to go and rectify the past. And I am the Shomach Shol Nadav for being a beautiful Maisa regarding this from Rav Heschel from Krakow. Kedai to look over there. Have a wonderful day. We'll start basically from here in the next half.